Hello Virgo, how are you doing? We're going to have a little reading for today. We are in Virgo season now. Happy birthday to you all. I hope you're doing really well. And I hope you're finding that you're in a great place in your life as this is your season. But also, if you find yourself here and you're having a tarot reading, then maybe there's some advice that you're looking for or some questions that we can answer. So tune in. Let's just have a little cleanse of the space, opening up to the energies of Virgo today. Guardians, guides, ancestors and angels, thank you all so much for being with us today. Archangel Michael, please bless this space and allow only the highest, most hopeful and healing energies to come through. What do we have for the sign of Virgo today, please? Okay, ooh, we're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune. Lots going on. This isn't always about big change. It can be a deeply internal experience, Virgo, of you meeting your maker, in a sense. It's got nothing to do with death, okay? It's about you meeting your maker, who's at the center of your Wheel of Fortune, who's created all the twists and turns in your life, all the landscapes you've visited, all the places you've been, and all the things you've seen, all the ups and downs. See, it's in a cave. This is you. It's you inside, deep down. All caves in tarot would symbolize internal experiences. So this is what's happening for you at the moment, Virgo. You are realizing that at the center of your life, your existence, your soul experience here and now, the maker of this all, the creator, the co-creator with the universe is you. Okay, you are a powerful being with all forces available to you to create whatever existence you imagine for yourself here on this plane. Now, sometimes this can be a bit of a shock for some people because, well, they don't realize their power. They don't see their participation in things. Some people also have reluctance in facing responsibility and taking accountability for some aspects of their life, some decisions that have been made, choices that have been made. Obviously, Virgo, there's lots that happens out there in the world that is completely beyond our control. But we do choose what to participate in. We choose what to say. We choose when to be silent. There's a lot that we do choose. And this is about kind of having some whisperings on the level of your soul that you've got a bit of exploring to do with all gentleness and tenderness for yourself and respect for yourself. But it's about going deep within and seeing what you have created. And also it's about realizing that that really deep part of you, your essence, your center, your core, is still and peaceful and all-knowing. And you know, the answers may not be like tangible out there or clear thoughts in your mind. Sometimes it's more like a deep sense of knowing, a deep sense of trusting in oneself, a deep sense of faith that everything is turning out as it should, as the universe wrote it, and as you in spirit co-created that. I've realised I'm just shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. Okay, crossing that, bless you. You've got the 8 of Swords. Let's just get some more cards out. What's crowning all this, please, Spirit? What's crowning all this for Virgo? So contrasting your very deep inner soul experience of realizing who you are and how deep you are, Virgo. The Eight of Swords can speak of a time of difficulty within the mind. Okay, here's the significance as well. You've got the three fates on one card and you've got the three furies on the other. The furies are trying to block your experience with the fates. Okay, the Moirai. You're doing your own head in a little bit, Virgo. There's thought processes that don't serve you anymore. There's boundaries and limitations within your mind that don't serve you anymore. It's like a self-constructed mental prison. Okay, it's not quite the level of nightmare, but it's about kind of not always like facing with clarity and with clear conscious thought how you are progressing in terms of your outlook, what you know about life and yourself. And it can be about like building up a level of anxiety within your mind, like fears, self-limiting beliefs, worries of the future, doubts can creep in, all the reasons why you can't succeed at something, all the reasons why life's crap, all the reasons why you should just stay where you are and maybe not bother with this dream or not bother going down that avenue that is pulling you. So Apollo is here. He's also the sun. He appears throughout some of the swords suit. And he is your higher mind. He is your urge towards higher consciousness. He is your clarity, openness, transparency, courage to talk, courage to look at the past, courage to learn the lessons that life is throwing at you. Apollo brings a lot of wisdom, a lot of creativity. He opens up the mind, and the more that we urge towards that higher consciousness, the more that we can tune in to what Apollo can bring us, which eventually does take us as close as the sun. Okay, but you've also got the three furies here, kind of chasing you, trying to feed off you. You've had to put up some barriers in your mind to kind of stop the worry. And this is definitely getting in the way of the deeper experience that life is trying to open up for you at the moment, of going to the level of your soul, realizing your powers of creativity and co-creation, and moving forward with your life with the lessons you've learned and the determination of knowing what direction you want to go in. Very, very deep experience here, Virgo. Very, very deep. But often the instinct is much stronger than the mind. The soul, the everlasting soul, is much more powerful, strong, and adaptable than the mind of the here and now body. Yeah. So whatever's going on in your mind, try not to worry and try and tap in. What I mean is, don't worry about the fact that you're worrying. Yeah. We can end up in massive circles. So like kind of realizing, yeah, I've been in a worrisome state of mind, but I do actually have the power to raise my consciousness above that level of thinking and tap into my soul's wisdom and everlasting knowledge and break past this kind of this stuck energy, this stuck mental prison that is holding you back. What's at the root of all this, please, Spirit? What can we share with Virgo that's at the root of all this? The root of the Wheel of Fortune. Hello, there we are. Okay. Justice on the bottom. Both pillars, look. These are pillars of strength, wisdom, clarity, balance, fairness, justice, the duality of everything, the duality of all of life. There's darkness and light everywhere, okay? Okay, so just sticking with these 4 cards. So we've looked at how your soul is trying to speak to you at the moment, okay? Your soul is trying to speak to you and make you realize that you have enormous powers of creation. You have created a lot of your life so far, whether that was consciously or unconsciously, but on some level, you have put yourself through what you've been through in order to learn what you need to learn, in order to go inside, access your higher dimensions, your deeper dimensions, and come out, take control of your maybe darker recesses of your mind that are trying to keep you in a state of worry and anxiety, and allow this higher consciousness. So you've got the 2 kind of levels there. You've got the depths of your soul, but the higher realms of your consciousness and your mind. You're so strong, Virgo. And part of your nature is balance. But I feel like what the message here is, some of your balance at the moment is going to come from consciously acknowledging where you are in terms of your mind and your soul. Now, what's crowning this, which may seem to be the kind of main focus of what you're going through at the moment, you've got another cave experience here, Virgo. You've got another internal experience where life is requesting you to go within. And this time it isn't just about meeting your essence and your source inside. This is about grappling with your ego. Okay, not an easy card, but one of the major life experiences that every human goes through. As you can see there, the lion, obviously a very wild beast. We wouldn't expect any human man to be able to go toe-to-toe with an actual adult lion and have any kind of success. As you can see on the card, all the tools that he brought with him are on the floor. They're useless. His sword is bent, you know. That's how powerful the lion is. The lion is symbolic of our ego, and rather the untamed ego, you know, the kind of that selfish level within us that wants our way. It wants what we want. It doesn't always consider the impact on others or the possibility of getting what one wants. It's that part of us within that can cause like issues with other people. You know, we are here amongst 8, nearly 9 billion other people. We can't possibly expect things to go in our favor all the time, to always get what we want. It's a very primitive aspect of ourselves, which, if allowed to rule our lives, can cause a lot of issues. I mean, possibly that's why you're grappling with your ego at the minute, because you've maybe got some issues outside in your life that you're having to protect yourself from. You're realizing that maybe you are the source of it, some of it, or you're partly the source of it, or some of it. And that's causing you to realize, you know, maybe part of my ego is unchecked, untamed, wild, selfish, wanting my own way. And there's actually already being shown to you, Virgo, that there's so many other dimensions to you where there is wisdom to be unlocked. There's knowledge of the processes of life, the patterns of life, the cycles of time, the lessons that all humans go through, the ups and downs, the rounds and rounds. So you've got a lot of challenges on you at the moment, but I feel they're all headed to a very positive place for you, Virgo. The only thing, sorry, as I was saying, all the tools there to beat the lion are rendered useless. And the only thing that he can actually use is his own determination, his own willpower and his sheer intent to overcome this beast. So and I mean, this is a rite of passage, you know, once you do this, because in the story, once he tames the beast, he skins him and walks back into town wearing his fur. And what that fur brings him is invincibility. So it really is a level of self-mastery, Virgo. Once you've tamed this aspect of yourself and learned how to use anger in a healthy and productive way, which is extremely possible, you then reach this kind of gold level of invincibility where things aren't going to trigger you anymore. People, maybe they know like something used to get to you in the past. Well, it's not really going to work anymore because you see the red flags now. You see what it is that makes like your eyes see red or your blood boil or whatever phrase you want to use. You're intently aware of this now, of this process within yourself. And you've not only tamed it, you've kind of made friends with it, and you've brought it into your circle as one of your allies, you know, like, wow, I now know I've got this power. I actually control this power. This power is my ally. It's never going to work against me again in the future. Pardon me, confirmation burp for you there. This power will not work against you in the future and bring you dramas, upset the people around you that you love, you know, where you didn't intend to. You're now going to be able to like absorb this part of you into your greater discernment and your greater conscious thought that makes decisions and that creates action and that says, right, I'm going to push forwards on this path in this direction because you've mastered this part of yourself. It's not like out of your control anymore, doing things that shit, you know, I shouldn't have said that to that person. Oh my God. It's about realizing the impact of your behavior and your words on people as well, and having that kind of inner strength, having that level of self-mastery where you can walk forwards with a bit more confidence, knowing that either you're never going to let yourself be triggered, but you're also not going to kind of hurt other people's feelings in your process of getting what it is you want to achieve out of life. So that's pretty cool, actually. A lot for you to be cracking on with, Virgo. And at the root of all this, we have yet another inner experience. This one isn't a cave, though. The High Priestess is another major card. You've got 3 major cards here, Virgo, just out of the 4. 75% of what is happening with you right now is on a soul level, okay? So just go easy on yourself. Be chilled, you know, be calm. The High Priestess speaks of our first meeting with our psychic side, the subconscious, the unconscious. It's about realizing that there's way more to you. It's possible you've been having very different dreams lately. Maybe you've been having some paranormal experiences. Like, and it can start really little. Like, you maybe think of a song and then it comes on the radio, or you think of somebody you know and they get in touch. Usually it's quite quick, you know, like within an hour or maybe on the same day. If you're putting any more time beyond that, I wouldn't really see it as a synchronicity. Maybe you're seeing synchronicities in numbers. It's like the spirit world and the higher dimensions are just trying to show you themselves in the most gentle way that doesn't scare you off, and to show you that you have something within yourself that you haven't tapped into yet. Maybe you've got ancestral gifts. You know, back in the day, energies around us were a lot stronger. We were a lot more in tune with nature and the energies that are here on all levels and in all dimensions. So whatever this might mean for you, it's about you meeting your High Priestess, okay? And it's just the very beginnings of that, the very start of you exploring the underworld if you wish to. It's only ever if you actually wish to and you consciously consent to exploring that side. But I feel like maybe you are curious and you've maybe been dipping your toe in certain areas of the esoteric and the spiritual. And that is actually what is generating all of this, because it's at the root, Virgo. Maybe something's happened in your life to kind of wrench you open in a little way. And on all of these, I feel that outwardly, like your life's okay, you're in an all right place, but you are having some very deep spiritual, soulful transformations going on for you at the moment. The High Priestess is our first level of unlocking our psychic potential. So I feel really excited for you with that, whatever it is that you're exploring. I hope you go as far as you want with it, and it really helps with healing the kind of tension that's happening in your mind at the moment, and what's obviously happened in your life to cause you to battle with your ego. There's many levels to us, Virgo. We've got many dimensions. We come here with our soul fully intact, and the journey that we're on this 3D plane, on this planet, it does a hell of a lot of conditioning to shut this off, okay? We're conditioned to only be in the here and now, and to be concerned about what we experience with our five senses. But life's obviously shown you something lately beyond that, which has maybe caused you to open up in massive ways to what is potentially out there for you. So go gently, Virgo. Take it easy on yourself. Understand that we're all on a journey. There's a really lovely phrase that really touches my heart lately, and I've heard it from a few different readers that I like to watch on YouTube. It's that we're all walking each other home. And it makes me feel quite emotional, because sometimes when we're having quite deep transformational experiences, it's actually really lonely. And Virgo, you're showing me here, just in 3 of the 4 cards, that a lot of what you're experiencing at the moment is internal. You've got to go deep down in your lower chakras, okay? There's a lot of red here, there's a lot of orange. So with your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, is red. Have a little bit of time of tapping into that. Ask yourself how bright it is, how smoothly it's spinning. Does it need any clearing? I like to imagine tiny little fairies with broomsticks, just sweeping away any darkness and brightening the place up. You've also got a lot of orange there for your sacral chakra. So if you just put one of your hands there, 3 fingers below your belly button is your sacral chakra, which is orange. These both deal with your stability, your connection to the planet, your identity, your sexuality, understanding your power, the power to create. Our sexuality is very much linked to our ego, and we hold a lot of trauma down there. There's a lot of yoga exercises you can do. Dancing is really good. Scream therapy is really good. It can do the soul a lot of good to take yourself off somewhere like a quiet beach and just let it out. Okay, let it out. If you need a cry, have a cry. But yeah, you're having lots of inner experiences here. They're very, very deep. Journaling might really help you as well, Virgo. And it is in lots of dimensions here. It's meeting the very essence of yourself. It's opening up to deeper dimensions of yourself where you've maybe got untapped gifts and talents that you can help the world with. We need you, Virgo, okay? We need you. We understand where you are at the minute, and we just want you to operate from a place of having a lot of respect for yourself, understanding what you might need at the moment in terms of maybe peace, a bit of TLC, you know, salt baths could be good, maybe a bit of grounding, get out in your garden with bare feet for a minute. That's too many. And that. Okay, let's actually reach for another deck. Let's have a look. I got these the other day. They're really cool. And it's very true, isn't it, Virgo? Cats rule the earth. Oh, yeah. There's one reader that I follow that uses a different cat deck that I want to get my hands on. It's just ever so cute, but also has very abrupt messages, which I suppose you can kind of handle in the cuteness, you know. But anyway, can you tell us any more about the High Priestess here, please, for Virgo? Any advice on the High Priestess, please, for Virgo? The Fool. Okay. The Fool is another instinctive card. It's the very first kind of whisperings of instinct, something very, very deep down going, oh, I want something in life to change. It's a leap of faith. The Fool is a leap of faith. We've also got the Four of Pentacles. Sometimes when we're challenged, Virgo, we want to hang on to what we know. The Four of Pentacles, it speaks of stability, but it can also speak of hanging on, you know, trying to keep things the same. What I'm seeing in your energy at the moment, another Wheel of Fortune on the bottom there. What I'm seeing in your energy at the moment is that things are not staying the same. You're being opened up in these dimensions here. You're being asked to take a leap of faith on a brighter day. I know that you don't know where it's going, okay? The Fool does not know where he's going. He does not see a solid path, but he knows he needs to take a leap of faith because the universe is going to look after him if he does. Another very, very deep experience, and it's kind of a test in, do you trust yourself? You know, do you trust yourself to listen to yourself about what you need at the minute? Because if you do, there's a whole new journey waiting out there for you. But it does require leaving some things behind. I'm not getting anything here about your relationships, Virgo. I don't feel that's your main concern at the moment. It's more your transformation. And maybe what's happening here is because we're in your season, you know, you are the focal point of universal energies at the moment. Look, you've got Strength again. I was looking at Strength as I was shuffling, thinking, let's get a clarifier, but I didn't say it. But you've got Strength again. So there's extra kind of messages on this card for the Strength card. It's telling us that, look, the cat here can see the mouse is right there. And although he's got hold of the mouse's tail, he's controlling his instinct, okay? He's controlling his wild urges to actually use his claws to savage that mouse to bits because he knows he can. But because he has mastered himself, can you see he's got this crown of flowers there? He has become one with nature in a sense of, what's that Lao Tzu quote? Nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished. So even though the cat is following his instincts to an extent because he knows he needs that mouse to eat, he's not just becoming wild with his urges to catch and kill that mouse and eat it. He's actually just resting a moment. He's like, okay, So similar to what I was saying before about channeling your anger into something productive, he's channeled his instinct in order to sustain himself, but he isn't letting himself to just be wild. And he knows, do you see the infinity symbol here at the top? he knows that if he carries on in this manner, he will always be okay. He will always be able to sustain himself. He will never lose control of himself again. And he will always be able to use and channel his base instincts into what he consciously wants to happen. So it's just an extra level of confirmation there for you, Virgo, that you really do have what it takes to master yourself as a conscious human, yeah? And we are all dimensions. We are earth. We have a body. That body needs looking after, you know? We are air. We have a mind. We have the ability to elevate beyond the physical. And there's your proof of divinity. A lot of people agree. Our minds, our human minds, are proof of our divinity. You've also got your fire, your passion, the thing that, makes you feel really alive, makes you feel that there are things out there worth fighting for, worth sacrificing for. But you're also realizing that there's a whole universe out there that your soul is connected to. You are part of the oneness of one. You are part of the all that is. This wants to come out. What is it? The Five of Wands. Okay. So maybe you are having a bit of a tough time around lately. Maybe it feels like you don't know who to ask for help. I feel like there's a bit of spiritual help out there. Sometimes when we go through these major experiences, Virgo, we kind of understand that no one's going to get it, and that we need to kind of pass through these, I'm going to say, initiation rites with what I see here. And then when you come out the other side and you kind of know it's complete, you're going to be able to tell everyone. Knight of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you may be having to walk away from situations that no longer serve you, but what that's doing is getting you to a higher timeline. I feel that maybe you're not sitting and resting doing this either, Virgo. You know, you've kind of identified what you need to do. You're cracking on. And in the midst of all that, you're also going through some very, very deep transformational evolution. There's ascension here. I realise the colours aren't all bright and rainbows and stuff, but we have ascension here. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So don't worry about life outwardly. I feel like you have mastered some sort of craft. Excuse me. And life itself, you know, the day-to-day, the money coming in, the bills getting paid, the food in the fridge, you've done that, yeah? And you know who you are. You know... It's like there's a... What am I trying to say? Sensuality. There's a sensuality to you where you know who you are as a person, yeah? You know what looks good on you. You know what suits you. Maybe you're into Ayurveda. I've got a feeling you're quite in tune with, you know, what foods are good for you, what brings you energy, what can kind of work against you. So it's like that side of you is all right, okay? That side of you is sorted. You are an earth sign. You've got your earth mastered. You've got your pentacles. You've got whatever you're manifesting out there in life. I don't want you to worry about. Even if that changes, you're going to walk straight into something else, which is going to be like a level up for you. So that side of you, you're always going to be fine. Life is asking you to kind of step to another part of your aura at the moment and look at what else you're made of, yeah? Look at your spirit, your soul, your mind, your heart, your energy field, your dreams, your intuitions. Sometimes when we're just starting to delve into the esoteric and just starting to have whispers from the universe, it can be good to keep a journal of that as well. I once had a really transforming experience for me that I couldn't quite explain at the time, but I had a massive urge to write down every dream I could ever remember. So I did. And the transformations that came after that were just incredible, really incredible. And I'm so glad that I kind of listened to my urge at the time, because it set forth like a whole new step for me. Like I completely closed a conscious cycle. So whatever is kind of calling to you through your spirit at the moment, Virgo, do kind of follow that and listen to it, because your inner voice can end up being your greatest ally, your best friend ever. You know, it's a bit like reconnecting to the inner child, understanding what maybe you lacked, and fill in any voids yourself, you know, because when we fill the voids ourselves, we do level up, we go to the next stage. And it's possible you're going to reach a stage where you're ready to serve. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are starting to wake up and they're very, very confused, and they need a lot of assistance to understand what is actually going on a collective level for humanity at the moment. And I feel that you have a lot to offer, Virgo. You have a lot to offer, and just kind of crack on with what you're doing. Do we have a message from the oracles for Virgo today, please? Oh, 3. Okay. Get some exercise. I think we all need that, don't we? As your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. So that could really help you at the moment, Virgo, actually, with all this internal experience that you're going through. Maybe get out there, have a little run through the local woods, or go and do a bit of yoga, anything, okay? And just feel that strength in your body. Push past that tiny bit of resistance and just feel your blood surging and your heart pumping, and have a bit of a sweat, okay? Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Very true. And that's part of this as well, you know. I feel like you're doing a lot of inner work, a lot of exploration of the self, and a lot of realizations of all the whole dimensions of you. And last one here, just for you, Virgo, is you've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. And I totally believe that for you. Well, thank you, Virgo. I hope you have a really gorgeous day. And love and light to you all. Take care.